Our constant need for expansion and development has a dire effect on nature. People have always aimed higher and tried to become more prosperous. This often happened at the expense of the environment, which started deteriorating once humans took over the world. Humans impact the physical environment in many ways: overpopulation, pollution, burning fossil fuels, and deforestation. Changes like these have triggered climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water. These negative impacts can affect human behavior and can prompt mass migrations or battles over clean water.
Glaciers can act as indicators of global warming and climate change in several ways. Melting ice sheets contribute to rising sea levels. As ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland melt, they rise sea levels, adding fresh water to the ocean every day. The loss of glacier ice also reduces the amount of fresh water available for plants and animals on land. Large additions of fresh water change the ocean's ecosystem, as well as ocean currents. Additionally, less salt in the ocean could disturb the Gulf Stream, drastically changing the weather on land as well. Since glaciers are so sensitive to climate change, the increased speed of glacier melt is an early warning system for the rest of the planet. And if global warming goes unchecked, many, if not all alpine glaciers could disappear completely.
Over time, scientists have observed that the global sea level has been rising. The ocean is about 17 to 20 centimeters higher than it was a century ago. Why? Because Earth is getting warmer. Glaciers and ice sheets are large masses of ice that sit on land. As our planet warms, this ice melts and flows directly into the ocean. More water in the ocean obviously makes the sea levels rise higher. However, this is not the only way sea levels are rising. As our Earth warms, the ocean is warming as well. Water expands as it gets warmer. Therefore, warm water takes up more room in the ocean, making sea levels rise higher. Rising sea levels can definitely have an impact on how we live as well, especially in communities near the coasts. When sea levels rise as rapidly as they have been, even a small increase can have devastating effects on coastal habitats. Farther inland, it can cause destructive erosion, wetland flooding, aquifer, and agricultural soil contamination with salt and lost habitat for animals and plants. Furthermore, salt water will begin to seep into many subterranean aquifers, which would render much tap water unsafe to drink without some sort of desalination.
Adding up to this, the contamination of water sources by human and industrial waste, including pharmaceutical and personal care products, is a major problem in Asia and all around the globe. To go into further detail, the Geo6 reports state that about 30% of the population in Asia uses drinking water contaminated by human feces. Water-related diseases and unsafe water contribute to 1.8 million deaths annually and 24.8 million disability-adjusted life years only in Asia. Unsafe sanitation, disposal of untreated wastewater, and runoff of agrochemicals are responsible for a rise in waterborne diseases, especially in Asia's population-dense urban areas. In like manner, According to the WHO, 2 billion people use a drinking water source contaminated with feces, and it's estimated that by 2025, half of the world's population will be living in water-stressed areas.
Our planet's forests are some of the most valuable resources we have. They provide us with clean air, a source of food, construction material, and much more. Even more importantly, forests are a major line of defense against climate change. A single tree can absorb as much as 22 kilograms of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere each year, which makes them the most effective CO2 scrubbing machines we have. Despite this force, they are being systematically eliminated all across the world, a process we know as deforestation. Each year, 50 billion trees are lost to deforestation and forest degradation. This makes deforestation responsible for around 13% of world's carbon emissions, making it a major driver of climate changing. The rapidly growing agriculture industry is responsible for the vast majority of deforestation. Especially meat forces millions of acres of forest to be cleared for cattle, soybeans, plantations, and palm oil production. Unrestrained deforestation can lead to the disruption of weather patterns and the collapse of entire ecosystems, threatening our safety and other resources we depend on.
Humans are increasingly influencing the climate and the Earth's temperature by burning fossil fuels, cutting down trees, and farming livestock. This adds enormous amount of greenhouse gases to those naturally occurring in the atmosphere, which increases the greenhouse effect and global warming. Some human activities increase the amount of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane. Activities such as plane flights and deforestation increases the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And cattle farming and growing rice significantly increases the amount of methane in the atmosphere. Based on peer-reviewed evidence, many scientists believe that human activities will cause the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere to increase at the surface.